Hi guys, this is Rachel Daigle, and this is my show. I am not going to call it The Wholesome Show anymore because I didn't do my research, and The Wholesome Show actually already exists. So I don't have a name for it. It's just me, and I'm showing you how to do stuff that I really like. Today's going to be a fermented condiment. I don't know what to call it. Could be a salsa because there'll be tomatoes. But I mix up whatever vegetables I have on hand, ferment them, and then eat it with different things. So it's a really easy way of making a ferment for the first time if you're not familiar with it. Fermenting, like, everything ferments, right? It's just life. Life comes into the food that is in the specific environment, and it becomes full of bacterial life. Like pointing with my celery. All right, so the vegetables that I have today obviously are not the best vegetables, but I hate I hate wasting vegetables. So instead of throwing them out or making I don't know, a soup out of them, sometimes you get sick of soup, right? I make ferments. So if you have, like these here were just in bags, 50% off bags, because sometimes that's the best deal. They're not organic or whatever, but microbes don't really care. If you have homegrown, use homegrown. If you don't, I'm in a really small town now, so like finding organic food is more difficult, especially in these little like we're in the shoulder season right now, so fresh food is non-existent pretty much. Well, local fresh food, local organic fresh food. So yeah, this is just 50% off produce. So seriously, fermenting is so easy. I don't know why more people don't do it. It can be scary, I guess, to have food fermenting, because we have this notion that, I don't know, it's rotting, and once it's rotting, it's not good for us anymore. But we've been fermenting food since we've been eating food, with or without our knowledge. I don't see what the problem is with it, honestly. Always use your judgment, though. If there's mold on it, obviously don't use the moldy part. I just cut it off, and I make sure to clean my knife and whatever I cut it with. I don't introduce microbes that you don't want in there. So, yeah, I'm using a manual food processor. I really like it. It makes the job really easy. So the smaller chunks you can get, the faster it's going to go for ferments. Yeah, so if you want something that'll last longer or that'll take longer to ferment, make bigger chunks. I like to eat mine, well, right now we're in April, and sometimes it gets warm in the house or there's a wood stove going on. So I make it and it's ready within 2-3 days. It doesn't take long. But yeah, basically ferments is just, the basic concept of it is vegetables or fruits or nuts or mushrooms with in a specific environment. Spices are often added to add an antibacterial property. Salt is important. If you want to make a saltless ferment, you can use seaweed too. But I learned this from The Art of Fermentation from Sandor Katz. He's really good. Like it explains, the book itself explains really easily how to do it very simply. And I like doing simple stuff because it means that I'm going to do it. If it's complicated, if I have to do it in a friggin' sterile way, I'm just not going to end up doing it. It's going to be too much of a pain in my ass to do it. So I make it simple. But yeah, you have to use your common sense though. Like, once your ferment is done, if it's red on top, that's no good. But if you have, sometimes you can get mold spores on top. You just have to peel it off, and it's beautiful under. But like I said, red, no good. Red, purple, like flashy colors. Bright yellow, I wouldn't touch. I would just throw the whole thing away. But, you know, a gray mold or a white mold, or sometimes it's really, really neat. It's like wavy and white and thick. That's actually yeast that collected on top. But there's ways of getting around that if you really don't want to deal with mold close to your food. What I do, some people just make sure that it's always underwater. So they use a weight on it. For the past couple of years, what I've been doing is using a layer of olive oil on top that the gases coming from the vegetables can come out, but the oxygen can't touch the food. So it makes a perfect anaerobic environment, so an environment without oxygen in it. And that's what you want for ferments. You don't want the air to touch it. Okay. So as you can see, nothing fancy in it so far. Just cutting stuff. This is so not fancy. And like, obviously I'm doing a small batch. You can make big batches, but I shy away from that because it's just more work. And I can be sometimes lazy. A lot of the times, actually. So I tend to not do stuff that are really time consuming, because it means I'm going to do it less often and I'm going to get less done. That doesn't make any sense. How am I going to get less done if I do big batches? When I think about doing big batches, I just get discouraged before I even start, so that's why I make small batches. Whenever there's a few things in the fridge or in the root cellar that are starting to go, I make a batch, and then we eat it within the week or so. So something that's about to go a few days from now, like it's starting to be mushy, you'd have to throw it out in 2 or 3 days. Fermenting makes it last for another week or week and a half or 2 weeks, depending on the texture and the taste that you want in the ferment. I didn't even name what I have. Okay, so I have, I put too much in there. I'm gonna break it. That's the thing with these. If you put too much, it doesn't work. Don't put too much. Got my daughter on the ground there. Are you getting tired, bub? Okay, give me a second. I'm coming to your rescue. Start over. Okay. So I'm going to have to wear her while doing this. That's okay. I'm back. That's the joy of having kids and trying to do stuff. But it's not going to stop me for long. Just getting tired of being on her belly. Disaster averted. Hey? Oh, happy girl. Alright. Just gonna wash my hands again. Yeah, obviously, can you see me? No. Obviously, you want to keep stuff as clean as possible, but don't be a freak about it. Well, or be a freak about it, but that's just not my style. I mean, we're going to be working with microbes anyways. That's what makes fermentation happen. So, I don't mind having the microbes around me in my food. It's like a local probiotic. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so you see I've got a whole bunch of mixed up food in here. Now, I'm going to make it really, really simple and just put salt in it. I don't use iodized salt for ferment. I think there's something that might not work with fermentation. But anyways, what you put it in is what you get out of it. So this is a salt it's a Himalayan salt. So it has a whole bunch of minerals in there. And I prefer having a whole bunch of minerals than just something white and has a cakeless agent in it. Yeah. So you could use your spoon for this. I'm just really, really not fancy. That's okay. My style. Oh. The onions are getting me in the eyeballs. Oh well. Pain of eating well. And I think I've got too much for this. So I'm gonna have to find something else. Yeah. Okay, so an important part here. Yeah, I definitely have too much. You have to pack it. You have to pack it so that there's no air in it. Because, like I said, ferments are anaerobic without oxygen. So if you have air in there, it's no good, right? You can use a special tool for this and not just the knife, obviously. Okay, I'm going to have to find something else for the rest of it. Obviously I have too much. And right now it's like really frothy. But that's going to calm down. What the salt in it does is it takes out the water from the vegetables. So I don't add water to this right now. There's going to be, over the next hour or the next day, all the water is going to really come out of here, which is why I didn't fill it up to the top either. Because if you fill it up, it'll just spill over. It'll make a big mess. So don't fill it up to the top. And just loosely cover it. I literally just use the top of... No, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, but I use the ring. There. I don't have anything fancy, so I'm just going to use a napkin, paper napkin, and do it like this. And you let it rest. You'll see how much water comes out of it. There's tomatoes in there, so there's going to be a lot more water. I might even have to pour some out. But that's it. That's how easy making a ferment is. So I don't put this in the fridge. You could if you want it to take longer. I just put it in a cupboard or somewhere that's out of the way, so it's not disturbed, but that you can see every day. Because you'll be able to see, like right now there's a whole bunch of air bubbles, but I'm not too concerned of that right now because of the salt content. But when like tomorrow, if there's still air bubbles in it, I'll make sure to really pack it down again and make sure that there's no air in the jar with the vegetables. What do you think of that? Yeah, and it's as simple as that. Don't make it complicated. This becomes, you have to taste it. This will become quite tangy or have like an umami taste. I don't even know how to say that. Umami or umami? Don't know. Within a few days, if it's kept in the normal temperature, normal room temperature. So yeah, you have to taste it after 2 or 3 days. If you like it, then you use it on, I use it as a condiment, so on potatoes or as a side, but it's full of probiotics. If you're not used to having much living food in your diet, eat a little bit at first, because you might, if you eat a lot, because it's really good, you might just shit yourself. You don't want that. By experience, you don't want that. So eat a little bit at first, get your gut used to having more living food, living microbes in your gut, and enjoy. Once it's ready, once it's at the taste that you like, you just put it in the fridge and eat it within a couple of weeks. So it makes a food that's ready to go in the compost pile in a few days to something that's ready to eat and consume within the next few weeks. Saving food, saving money, having living foods, ferment. Yeah! That's all, folks.